to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Mike L, Kevin Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and boy, I've never felt more like the new Mike L than I did this issue, where I'm still not entirely sure how he beat Count Vertigo at the end. That was a frequent Mike L thing. Was he was always like, "Oh, I don't know what happened." Like you had to explain it to him, and then be like, "Why don't you get this? This is pretty easy."
All right,
But that's how I felt about the end of this issue. I was like, "Wait a minute, what's happening here?"
I'll explain it when we get there because it is a little weird. But today we're doing Green Arrow, issue 2 from 1983. This was a 4-issue limited series. And in this
hmm
issue, he fights a guy named Count Vertigo.
Yeah, cool, pretty
Yeah,
cool costume.
this is my first experience with the guy, Count Vertigo. You ever heard of this fellow?
I did. I believe on the Arrow show, I'm pretty sure he was there, but he was
Oh,
mostly
that's
just like a
right.
drug dealer. I don't even know if they gave him fancy, vertigo powers. I think it was more he was just like selling a drug called Vertigo or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different. But
Yeah.
yeah, Green Arrow. We'll get into all that. But before we do, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're up to 445 subscribers, Jack. We picked up
Hey,
four.
we got a couple. All right. That's a
Four.
big week for
Yeah,
us.
that is a big week. And
Leaps and bounds.
again, the goal is 500 subscribers. If we get there, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight
Oh,
Returns. I don't know.
yep.
I never. Why do I never know the name of that thing?
Gotta get you a teleprompter.
Yeah. So we'll get there. Also, big news is this week's episode. I put in timestamps for the
Oh,
first
look at
time.
you.
Yeah, I'm very proud. It's only been 3, 4 years of me doing this YouTube stuff, and I put
Oh.
in timestamps.
Well, the
Uh,
good thing is that we'll jump past those the part where you talk about the timestamps to the actual part where we talk about the comic book, probably. So they'll never
yes,
hear this.
let's talk more about the timestamps. But so that's something. Also, have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, Jack.
hmm
Green Arrow. Now we've done several Green Arrows over the years. I think
Sure have.
we did that. Who was the Grell? Mike Grell, right? He did the
Yeah, the
Green
Longbow
Arrow
Hunters. We
Longbow
did
Hunter.
that when,
Okay,
yeah, when Mike L was here, and I was just a guest at that time, I believe.
and I'm sure we did a Green Arrow and Green Lantern at some point, right?
Yeah, wasn't
Right.
that the whole Speedy was on the drugs?
Oh, that's right. Speedy is on the smack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we've done some Green Arrow over the years, but this was I never knew this series existed till a few months ago when I was looking for new books to do. It's a
Yeah.
4-issue limited series, and it came out in 1983.
Yeah. So I'm guessing
And
the Green Arrow, Green Lantern book had ended.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so his real name is Oliver Queen. First
hmm
appearance, More Fun Comics, issue 73, 1941. So he's been around a
Wow,
long
it's a
time.
bold statement. More fun.
Yeah, written by Mort Weisinger and George Papp. And so, of course, they based it basically on Robin Hood, but
Yeah.
also there was a 1923 novel by Edgar Wallace called The Green Archer. And it was a
Oh.
guy who was a masked vigilante who wore green, and he was an archer. So they said,
Boy, that sounds
huh,
familiar.
yeah, what can we do about that? The Green Arrow, completely different, completely different idea. So,
Yeah. Like the Punisher, completely
uh,
original. No one had thought of it before.
yes. So this Oliver Queen fella. Now here's my understanding of his backstory.
Yeah.
Because with
I
DC
believe there's many
characters,
versions, but yeah.
yeah, you never know. So here's the one we're going with. He was a rich fella,
Yep.
and he was a young fella, like a playboy kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he was
Like what
running
Bruce Wayne pretends to be, like he pretty much is.
oh yeah, basically they ripped off the Green Archer and they also ripped off Batman. Because in the
Yeah.
early days of Green Arrow, he was just a Batman complete ripoff of Batman. He
He
had his
even
own
had an
little
arrow cave, so yeah.
yes, he had his own little sidekick in Speedy. He had an arrow car, an aeroplane, and an arrow cave where he operated out of. Man. Smart
That's
Weisinger.
so dumb. Like bats, it makes sense to have a cave. You're
Yes,
Batman. There's bats there. What is it? What does a cave serve you in your Arrow Man?
I don't know. But anyway, now he was also an orphan, right? Or like his parents. I read one thing where his parents died in a they were mauled by lions in a safari accident. Like, is that what happened?
Oh, that's a good question. I remember the show version. He was like he was a rich kid. Him and his dad, like their plane or something went down, and but the dad was still kind of alive while they were on the raft, but he quickly died. And Oliver Queen was like the only one who survived. He washed ashore on a deserted island, and had to learn to fend for himself and live off the land until rescue came.
Yes, yeah, that's
Uh,
somewhat close to what the origin here is. But
okay.
I think with the parents getting mauled by lions and stuff, I think that was probably a later origin. That seems like a
Yeah.
later origin,
That seems a
because
lot
I
like
guess
Iron Fist too. Like,
yes. But in that version, it seems like he liked archery as a kid, but he accidentally killed an animal, so then he started to get not so into archery. So then he was on
mm.
safari with his parents, and I guess he hesitated. He could have technically killed the lion that mauled his parents, but he didn't. So that definitely sounds like a later origin in
Yeah.
humorous. So this era of Green Arrow, like in issue one of this limited series, they recap his origin basically. And he was a rich boy. He was on a yacht taking a little pleasure trip to get over the a breakup with a lady. We'll get into that later. And some pirates came along,
Uh-oh.
and they
They're the captain now.
yeah, they are. They kicked him out, threw him overboard, and he drifted up on the island or whatever, swam to the island, and so he just survived on the island by himself there for years, I guess, and he taught himself how to use a bow and arrow, and he not only did he teach him, he became like the best arrow guy ever
Yeah.
when he's on
I guess
this
when you have
deserted
nothing else
island.
to do all day,
Yes.
yeah. He probably didn't have any porn, so, that really sharpened his focus a lot more.
And those handmade bows from things found on a deserted island, they're really top notch for developing
Yeah.
your
You
skills
can
as an
really get
archer.
some good tensile,
Yeah.
string there for sure.
So this guy became like the world's greatest archer. He's self-taught because he's on a desert island. I don't know. But anyway, so then those same filthy pirates, they came to that island then one day to drop off
Ooh.
some booty, like them pirates do. And Green, he like took them down as the Green Arrow, and then used their boat, I guess, to get back to civilization. And he came back. Oh, the rich kid's back. Yeehaw. Now, what did his family do? Their Queen Industries or something? Like, I don't know. They made shoelaces.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What does Queen Industries do? That's a good question. They were just like one of those generic business companies, I
Yeah.
feel like. We're in the business of business.
And that's our business. So, all right, so now he's back in the real world, and he becomes the Green Arrow because he wants to be a vigilante. He's out there fighting crime. He teamed up
Oh,
with
wait, Anita Scoop just got some information. Apparently,
uh,
Queen Enterprises, much like Stark Enterprises, was making a lot of money off weapons.
oh, wow. So they ripped off Iron Man too. All right.
Yep.
Green Arrow is just ripping off everybody. So all right. So I don't know. That's the backstory for Green Arrow. I don't know. He was in a relationship with like Black Canary, right? Weren't they always
Oh, yeah.
together? And
Believe at some
what?
point they got married in at least one of the continuities.
Yeah, who knows anymore? Um, but you watched the Arrow show. Do you like that Arrow? I never watched the Arrow show. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very good the first couple of seasons, and then it started getting more CW and went downhill. But the first couple seasons were really damn solid, from what I remember.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Anything else about the Green Arrow? I mean, he's just a guy with a bow and
Uh,
arrow,
yeah,
right?
I do like the fact that he even tries to wear a mask and hide his identity when like who
Yeah.
else would have that stupid looking facial hair? Like
Yeah,
you're really narrowing it down. There's only one man in like the world wearing that in the 80s.
yeah, he's got like this, blonde goatee, and it's like curled up on the ends, kind of, and it's
Yeah.
very distinctive. So
Yeah. Pretty much a
yeah.
dead giveaway.
Oh, Green Arrow. All
It
right,
is a good
so
look though. I do like this look, and I like that he does look different than other superheroes because he has that stupid facial hair. So
and he does have the trick arrows and stuff like Hawkeye, of course, and
yeah.
so yeah,
At least Hawkeye was
man,
like, we're not gonna have any green, all purple.
yeah.
That's at least trying to be different.
Who do you prefer, Hawkeye or Green Arrow?
Oh, I think I might go Green Arrow on this.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I was going to just say Hawkeye immediately, but then I remembered some of the Hawkeye stuff we've read on this show, and he's always terrible.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I loved Hawkeye. I thought he was cool.
Yep.
But
Yeah, he was kind of one standing up to Captain America. You're like, oh yeah, the seas and this guy's got
uh,
attitude, but really he was just a jerk. He was kind of a jerk.
Green Arrow is always kind of like counterculture as well, and like
Yep.
like in the early
Can be
70s when Neil
kind of a
Adams
jerk.
and Denny O'Neil were doing the Green Lantern, Green Arrow stuff. He was like a really like you mentioned the storyline with Speedy. That pretty much kicked off the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
So he is a really big influence on comics in the 70s. So he's kind of cool in that way, I guess.
Yeah. And if we ever do get to read The Dark Knight Returns, he makes a brief appearance in
Oh,
there, so
does someone kill him quickly?
no.
Oh, okay. I was hoping. But all right. So the villain here is Count Vertigo.
Yeah.
Real name. Get a load of this for a real name. Werner Vertigo. That's his real name.
So is he actually royalty and that's really not even like a code
I,
name, it's just his
I
title, like he is
guess.
Count
I,
Vertigo?
I don't know. His first appearance was World's Finest, issue 251, 1978, and created by Jerry Conway and Trevor Von Eeden, the artist of this here book.
Yeah.
And so I think the thing you were confused about with the way this ended was because this Vertigo guy, he had an inner ear problem. All right. So he was always dizzy. And they said,
Haven't we all
yeah.
gotten an ear infection? Who knew we
So
could have all been Count Vertigo?
they put, I don't know, he went to some quack doctor and he put like this electronic device and it was like on his temple. I think they
Mm,
implanted it on his head, the side of his head there.
okay.
And it made him not dizzy, he also monkeyed with it and he made it so it could, well, it makes him not dizzy, it makes everyone around him dizzy. Right? So he could like manipulate other people's balance and
Yep.
perception with this little tool. So at the end of the book
That
here,
all makes sense.
Green Arrow like has a little fancy arrow that does feedback on technology devices or whatever, and it like hits them and it
But it
short
hits like
circuits that
a
little gimmick. Yeah.
it hits like some kind of iceberg that was there for some reason, and then it keeps bouncing off of I don't know what he was even bouncing off of. I'm
I will, all
gonna
right, I
blame
will
the
say
art
this.
more so than anything else.
Yes, I really like Trevor Von Eden's art in terms of his line work and everything, but there were a few times in this book where I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. It was stylistic, but maybe not the best for actually getting the
yeah,
story across.
yeah, there were a couple of panels on what just happened. No idea. All right, but so let's talk about the creators. The writer here is Michael W. Barr. I guess he goes by Mike W. Barr. I don't know, Michael. Um,
Yeah. As a Michael yourself, you should know how sensitive people are to these things.
I prefer Michael, and I think he's a Mike. So
Oh,
I just feel
like
I'm
Ditka.
too thin to be a Mike. I'm Michael. But anyway, we've talked about him many times. Batman, a lot of Batman stuff, like W. Barr.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yep, that's for sure. Punisher.
yeah. So, but the artist Trevor Von Eden, I don't know if we've ever talked about him or not. Do you?
Doesn't sound familiar to me. I
Yeah.
couldn't say his stuff looked, like I'd seen it before.
He has a great story though. So he was born in 1959 in Guyana.
Oh,
That's right. Born in Africa. How about
French
that?
Guyana?
No, not just normal guy Anna. It's normal.
Oh.
And his parents moved to New York City when he was 11. And but here's one of the things we always love here, Jay. Um, Technically, he started working for DC when he was 16.
Oh
So,
boy.
sorry,
Man, child labor laws were really
I
just
know.
not existent back then.
Somehow DC heard about countered his art somewhere. I don't know. And so they gave him a couple gigs to like do like promotional art or something on some characters. 16.
Mhm.
And then by the time he was 17, they hired him as a full employee. So
Wow. Holy hell.
that he was the first black artist the company ever hired. And possibly the youngest. I read one source that said he's the youngest, and then one other one said he was one of the youngest. So I don't know if they're hiring younger artists than 17
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
What the hell are they doing at DC?
How old was he when he drew this book? This wasn't like a
Uh,
17-year-old, was it? Because that's
no, he
crazy.
was like 24
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah.
But
That's an
so
old man in the comics
yeah,
game.
he'd already been a professional for over seven
Yeah.
years.
Holy hell. He was ready for retirement.
But his first real gig though at DC, what they were looking for, they wanted a someone to do a new black superhero, and so they gave the kid the crack at it, and him and a fellow named Tony Isabella created Black Lightning.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say the human starfish.
No, 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 no. He created Black Lightning. That is awesome.
Okay, that's pretty good too.
17 years old, he creates Black Lightning. That's awesome. So he drew the first 11 issues of that series, which ran from 77 to 78. And but then about 3 years later, while working at DC, he thought, "Hey, wait a minute! I think they just hired me because of my skin color. I don't appreciate what they're doing here." So he kind of got upset
Yeah.
about that. And I think he started working for Neil Adams' studio. You know, Neil Adams had his own little studio there for
Yeah.
artists and everything. So he started working there, and I think he worked there until the mid '90s. But he also jumped over to Marvel briefly, and he did one issue of Power Man and Iron Fist, two issues of Spider Woman, and two Marvel fanfares.
Oh,
And
okay. Not too much of anything. Just some
yeah, there's
little.
a reason because Jim Shooter fired him because Jim
Oh,
Shooter. I guess when he came in, Jim Shooter said, "Draw like Jack Kirby," and
oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't
Trevor
seem like that would work too well
Trevor
for
Von
anyone,
Eeden wasn't.
really.
Yeah, he said, "I guess I wasn't drawing enough like Jack Kirby, so Shooter fired me." So the poor fella. And then he went back to DC and he did a bunch more at DC. So all told, he had 167 penciling credits at DC. He did all four issues of this series. He also did like a Black Canary limited series later down the line. And he did a ton of World's Finest comics and a bunch of Batman stuff. In fact, Frank Miller wanted him to draw Batman Year One, but
Oh,
he turned it down. He turned it down. He said,
wow.
yeah,
Mazzucchelli was his second choice? Holy hell.
apparently. Yeah.
I could see
And
that. I could see this working for year one.
yeah, this guy's good. I like him.
Yeah.
And in 2007, he wrote and drew the original Johnson. Not what you think. A
Oh
200.
God.
It was a 242-page serialized graphic novel about the life of boxing champion Jack Johnson. So that's impressive. I'd like to check that out.
Did he draw his Johnson in there?
I don't think so. There it is,
Ooh,
Trevor Von Eeden. I actually kind of remember his background a little bit, so I'm thinking, well, maybe we did talk about him many years ago on the show,
okay.
but I do like his stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, some
Von
of the
Eeden.
panels were very creatively laid out and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good stuff here.
I just really like his line work. So all right, what do we got here? Is that it? I think that's everything from this book, right? Four
I
issue
think
limited
so.
series. This is basically about a mystery. So all right, so here's the plot of the story.
Oh yeah,
Start there.
getting to the goods.
Yeah. So apparently, in issue one, Oliver Queen, he flashes back. A lady shows up at his door. She's an attorney, and she says, "Here, I got something for you." She hands him a card, and he's invited to the reading of someone's will. This lady named
Yeah.
Abby, and he goes flashing back in his mind. Oh my God, this Abby. So So when he was like a young fella, before he was the Green Arrow, when he was just a rich playboy in his early 20s or whatever,
Hmm.
he meets with this Abby lady who's like in her 60s, and her husband had just died. And he meets her at her house to talk about investing in her company because I think her last name is
Oh
Horton.
boy.
Yeah. And like
That's how most
Horton,
pornos start.
yes, exactly. She has like Horton Chemicals or something. So she's asking him to invest. And he's like, oh, that's cool, but I want to know more about the people in the company and everything, and who owns it and stuff. So they start chatting it up, and she goes, you know what, Mr. Oliver Queen, I would like to show you something. So she takes him to her dead husband's old study, and she says, here, I haven't been in here really since he died, and but I want to share something with you there. She opens up this box of like I think it's brandy and a couple glasses, and they share the brandy, and then and they're smiling at each other, and 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 then there's just a panel of the brandy on the table, and it's like the implication is they made sweet sweet love. That's the
Holy
implication.
hell.
Yeah, and
Wow, Oliver
so
Queen. What a stick man.
they start going around together as a couple, and like he's taking her to boxing matches. They're loving it. Going to like movies and walks in the park. They're loving it. They become like because this Oliver Queen, he lives in Star City. He's a big Star
Yep.
City guy. Then later he goes to Seattle because who knows what the United States looks like in DC. We have no idea. But he's like a celebrity in Star City, because he's a rich young playboy. So him and this Abby Horton, they're making all the social pages in the newspapers. Like, oh, what's going on? This
Ooh.
young man with this woman in her 60s, they're running around. Are they going to be getting married? What is happening? And they're just laughing about it. Oh, what's going on here? So then one day he's over there talking to Abby, and her daughter shows up, and her daughter's just smoking hot blonde around Oliver Queen's age. And so they right away they're hitting it off, and the mom is like
Yeah.
approving of this.
Oh,
She's like,
okay. She's like,
yeah,
yeah, you had to bang me first, but
yeah.
then you can have my daughter. That's the rule.
She's like, oh, I think this looks promising. And so Oliver Queen starts going out with the daughter,
Oh
and
boy, he's
but
just
they
running
have
through this family.
yeah, but they have nothing in common. Like he wants to go to the boxing matches, she wants to go to the opera. She wants to go to ballet, he wants to
She
go to the
wants to go
movies.
see Kajagoogoo.
I don't think anyone wants to go see Kajagoogoo. So they break up, they have it out. They can't they have a fight, they break up and they're done. And so to get his mind off the breakup, he goes on a yacht trip, and that's when the
Oh, they're
pirates
gonna
get him.
say he went to visit the mom again. I'm like, oh boy.
No, no. That's when the pirates got him. So
Oh, okay.
then they
In
show
his
when he comes
refractory period.
so they show when he comes back. He he's out there for years on that deserted island or whatever. So he
Yeah.
comes back, and they show a panel of him running back to tell Abby, hey, I'm home, Abby. Like, he's a big fan of him, and Abby are still buddies or whatever. And then like I guess something happens where his company gets taken away from him, because that's what always happens in these books. And
Yeah.
Tony
They
Stark always
always lose
loses
their
his
company.
company. Bruce Wayne
Yep.
loses his company. So he loses his company. And Abby says, well, I can give you money. I can loan you some money. And he's like, no, I can't do that, Abby. But thank you. Thank you for being there. I'll figure this out on my own. And he gives her a little kiss on the head, and then he goes his separate ways. And then they show him running off with like I guess the Justice League or whatever. I don't know. Having all
Sure.
his
Yeah, that sounds
adventures,
about right.
and just being Green Arrow. And so then he
Oh.
snaps out of his reverie there, his old flashbacks. And the lady says, hey, you going to show up tomorrow for that reading? He's like, oh yeah, 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 I'll show up at that will reading there. And so he shows up the next day, and the daughter's there, who he used
Hmm.
to, be with, and now she's married to a new fella. Abby's brother is there. I think there's a couple other people there. I don't know. I think they list them in this book, so we'll kind of.
Yeah.
But they do
Probably an
their
uncle.
will. They do the reading of the will, and Abby leaves everything to Oliver Queen. She leaves him $34 million, and he is now in charge of her company, Horton Chemicals. He's like the new CEO or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
holy hell.
so that's so then after the will reading,
You think he
he every
kept like he got back in with Oliver, Queen Enterprises? Because like you guys make weapons, now I make chemicals. Like
let's make chemical
let's
weapons.
combine.
So after everyone's stunned, and Oliver Queen can't believe it either that he got all it, and the family members all hate him, and they're threatening to
Yeah,
sue and
as you
protest the
would.
will and everything. So he goes home afterward, and someone blows up his apartment. And
Uh-oh, it's the kingpin.
yeah, born again situation. And then another guy's trying to kill him, and he chases that guy down. He's about to get him to talk, and somehow like that guy just kind of like explodes or something. I don't know. He just starts like vibrating and blows up. I don't know.
Oh, it's a
So
good way to go.
I don't know if he actually blew up, but that's how it played out in my head. So anyway, so that's where issue one ends, and then issue two is starting now. So
Yeah.
why don't you describe the cover for us, Jank? This is Trevor Von Eden
Okay,
and
this
Dick Giordano.
this is a tricky cover to describe,
It's
so
a great
bear with
cover,
me
though. It's
here.
very
It's
interesting.
pretty nice. I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. There's a little green DC corner circle that's kind of askew and cut off there up in the corner there. And there's kind of a diagonal banner that says mini series 2 of 4. And then the Green Arrow logo is also very askew. It's kind of on a diagonal angle. Um, Much like everything else on this page, which is just kind of a bunch of like concentric circles type things in like a gradient. You got some red to orange to yellow, and then it kind of opens up in the middle, like it's paper folded outwards. And in the middle, there's just a bunch of like sticks or spider webbing. It's just a white background with a bunch of black, spider webbing across it. Everything's topsy-turvy in here, and you got Green Arrow kind of dead in the middle of this, doing like a back bend. He just got out of gymnastics class, and they were teaching him how to do these.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of just trying to bend over backwards to avoid, I guess, this knife that's flying by his head, because it's
I
kind of
don't know if
bouncing
he's doing it
around.
on. I don't know if he's avoiding it or he just lost all control of his body. I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because there's just stuff flying around in here. There's like a paper airplane, it looks like, and a fan, and I don't know. Kind of like a Where's Waldo thing in here, but and then you see Count Vertigo there down at the bottom. He is kind of also he is upside down, kind of like Green Arrow is, but Green Arrow is doing the back bend. This guy's just walking upside down. Um and he's wearing his costume also very green and yellow, so they got very matching color sets. They even have the kind of the same logo with that bullseye thing, whereas, Count Vertigo is more like concentric-y, hypnosis vertigo lines, but very similar logos.
Yeah, everything's all a mess here. Um, I probably would have liked it better if we don't get like the motion lines on things like flying around.
Oh,
Like just have everything suspended. Because I think the motion lines detract from things here. But
yeah, I could
uh,
kind of see that. It might make a better pinup without those.
yeah, especially that one near the top that wraps around toward his head.
Yeah, goes right through
Uh,
the little logo and everything. Yeah.
yeah, I don't like that too much. But it is a very interesting cover. Uh,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
there you go. Green Arrow. All right, so we open it up and we see a bunch of employees leaving. Well, this is Horton Chemicals, right? This company here,
Yeah.
because he's now the boss. But Oliver Queen's up in the penthouse or office or whatever, this skyscraper, and he's watching his employees leave, and he's longing. He wishes he was them because he hates this job, and he has no idea what he's
It's
doing
his
in this
first day and
company.
he's already like ready to jump out that window.
Yeah. And he's got some secretary there, this older lady. Be careful, Oliver Queen might try and seduce you there, lady.
Yeah.
Uh,
All of a sudden your kids are out of an inheritance.
she's trying to read him the business reports, and we get a nice splash page here of silent case of vertigo. A close up of Queen's face and profile, and in the background, get a shot of him in his Green Arrow costume as a reflection in the window,
Yeah. It's a
and
good panel.
that's
I
pretty
like that.
cool.
It's a good
Yep.
splash page.
And then the secretary's like, "Hey, Mr. Queen, you listening to me, buddy?" And he's like, "Ah, not really. I was I was thinking about Abby, you know." And, Oh,
Best
sweet,
beaters
sweet
in the
Abby.
business.
And she's like, "You mean Mrs. Horton?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then for some reason, oh, like the panel, he's got his hands up on the glass, and it looks weird the
Yeah.
way he's standing. Like it's just a
Yeah, it
silhouette.
really does.
It looks like he's just gonna jump out the window. I don't know what he's doing. But he's, I guess he's leaning against the glass, but it's weird. Um, but yeah, so the secretary liked Abby as well, and then we get more flashbacks here of
What
Oliver
happened in the
Queen
first
remembering
issue, I'm
Abby
guessing? Yeah.
and, and the daughter. A quick recap of everything, and he goes to the will. Okay, so at the will reading was Cindy, the daughter, married to some Dracula stand-in, Lord Sinclair,
Ooh.
and Abby's son, Ted Jr., and her brother, Max. So they're the main parties here. And then he gets the old inheritance. And
Yep.
then we see his apartment blowing up. We see that guy like blowing up when he caught up to him. And so now we're all caught up. Everyone knows where we're at. And but Oliver Queen, wow, does he hate working at this company? He just hates it.
It's like, can you go now? I got to think about everything that happened in the last day or two again.
And he goes down to get in his car. He checks his car to make sure no one put any explosives in there. And then he's driving away. And do do do. And he gets home, and his doorman gives him a box. And what's in the box, Jank? What's in the box?
A bunch of sciencey stuff.
Yeah,
The Science Institute, Delaware, Maryland. This is it.
they're very good.
And
Yeah,
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 so he's putting some stuff together, making some gadget arrows.
yeah.
Yeah,
Making his
best
gadget
kind.
errors. And then he gets a phone call from it. Oh, it's Black Canary, and she asks if they can talk. And he says, "Hold on a sec, let me see." And he has a gadget arrow. It has a feedback. It's my feedback arrow.
Yeah.
It lets him know if there's a tap on the phone, and it'll blow out the circuits from here to Kingdom. Nope, cleaner than a fat man's plate.
That was a good line.
So he's like, "We're cool, Dino. What's up?" And she just says, "I was just concerned about you, Ollie. Find anything out today?" And he's like, "Nah, I spent today mainly learning the ropes and finding the
It's
men's
mostly
room.
moping,
Yeah,
pressing my dick up against the window so everyone can see.
thinking a lot about that 68-year-old lady I used to have sex with. But I expect tonight to be another matter entirely. I'll be in touch." Okay, he just blows off Black Canary. I mean, what the hell? Like he
Yeah,
talks to her
that's a
for like
bad move.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You don't need any help from a little bird?" He's like, "If I do, you'll be the second to know." And she says, "Okay, but you be careful." He says, "You bet.
Again
You
with the
just
Batman parallels, he also needs help from a little bird.
bet." And I was going to make a terrible joke, but I will not do it. Oh, someone adult, damn it. I don't need to make that joke.
That's
All
right.
right, so Green Arrow, though, he hangs up again. A terrible decision to just blow off Black Canary. But
Yeah.
then he decides, I'm going to go swing through the city like I'm Spider-Man. And he starts like just, I don't know what he's doing. How is that possible? He's just swinging through the city. I don't know.
Yep.
What
You
is
just gotta
happening?
be constantly firing arrows. Like that doesn't even make sense.
He's not even holding a bow. Like he has no bow on whatsoever.
Maybe
And
he's just like
he's
zip lining.
I don't know, but yeah, he swings through the city somehow, and he ends up on the roof of the I don't know, the coroner's office, some sort of county
Yeah.
building,
The commissioner, yeah, county coroner's office. There we go.
and he's got an arrow that shoots out foam. It's my foam arrow, and he shoots his
He brings
foam,
those to raves all the time.
and he puts foam into the lock, and it causes the lock to get slippery. It opens itself. That seems questionable.
He's like, this makes me think of that Abby woman again.
He squirted his foam in there, made it all slippery, and it unlocked. So
Yep, sounds
he's
familiar.
in the coroner's office, and he's going through the files because he wants to see what they learned about Abby's death. Um,
Yep.
and what does he learn here, Jank?
He was like, I was afraid of that. Subject's death due to asphyxiation. No way of telling if it had some help or her wedding ring, but why wasn't it on her finger? Unless Abby herself took it off when she was dying as a clue, or and then he's interrupted by a security guard.
Yeah, see what you did there, you read it in an improper order. Like I think like you skipped a word,
Oh, true. Yeah,
but I did that several times when I was reading this book because
yeah.
this is the panel layouts again, not the best for storytelling. Um,
Yep.
because it does get confusing which part you should read because it looks like what you read continues from the previous word bubble, but no, the way the panels are slanted and everything. But he's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, subject's left hand clutching her wedding band, her wedding ring, but why wasn't it on her finger? And
She always had it on every time we were banging.
she never took that off, not even when we were in the shower making sweet, sweet love.
Oh, while her
That's
husband was in a coma or whatever.
he was already dead. He was already dead. Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
was dead and buried. Yeah. But so he's so caught up in finding this stuff out and figuring out which word balloons to read because it is very confusing. A guy comes in, security guard, and he says, "Hey, that'll be enough, fella. Freeze or all." And he hits him with the flash, and he's like, "Green arrow? Never figured to catch you breaking and entering." And Green Arrow says, "Then we're even, friend, because I never figured to get caught. Now, how about you putting that gun down?" And the guy's like, no way. And no funny stuff either, you hear me? And Green Arrow just ducks out of the flashlight, and this guy just opens fire, man. He's like, bang, bang.
Yeah. He's the dirty Harry of security guards.
Yes. He earns that minimum wage. And he is just shooting, shooting, shooting. And Green Arrow hits him with cryogenic arrows or something to freezes his hand and the gun.
Yeah.
And then he punches the guy, although we don't see him actually punch him. It's just a whap panel and a thud. And so then he goes swinging through the city again. Like,
Yep.
how is this happening? He's not Spider-Man. How?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yes. Because they just have swinging on a single like rope or whatever. No bow,
Yep.
no arrow being shot to continue the swinging. Like he's, I don't know. I
He's
don't get
gotta have
it.
like a wrist mounted crossbow that can fire these things with ropes on it or
You
something. I
mean
don't
web
know.
shooters? He has
Yeah,
web shooters.
basically.
So,
Like Batman's grappling gun, but in his
uh,
wrists.
so anyway, the next day he's at the office and he's screaming he can't get these dang computers to work.
Yeah.
He's
It's only gonna get
he's
worse.
yeah, this is
Still the
1983 and
early
he's already
80s.
sick of
Yeah.
technology. Yeah. What did computers even do in 1983? You know, like just turned
You
on and
could type on
cursor
them, and that's
flash and
about
like,
it.
oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm shouting at this tin-plated, circuit-hearted, bloodless computer, and he starts screaming at that poor secretary, and she starts yelling back at him, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, lady, I didn't mean to yell at you. You know, let's just go have sex. You know, you're my type." And
She
then
takes her glasses off. She's way interested now. Like, oh, Mr.
then
Queen.
yeah, she is like kind of getting smitten with her at the end. But then Abby's brother Max shows up, and he asks if he can talk to old Ollie Queen there. So they go in the office, and he says, Ollie asks him, "Hey, you know, have any information about your sister's death there? You know?" And he's like, "No information, really, not in the sense you mean. I know
Mm.
you, Mr. Queen, and I think you intend to look into Abby's death. But has it occurred to you that whoever killed Abby, if someone did, may come after you?" And
You don't
Green,
say.
yeah, Green Arrow's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, very well." So then Green Arrow's like, "Huh, is that a threat? Or is he just actually concerned about me? I don't know." So he's trying to figure out this stuff. But he's like, "You know what I want to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a bomb. I'm going to drop my bomb," is what he says.
Yep.
So he's like, "You're too cagey for me, Max. Might as well let my cat out of the bag. I know who killed Abby." And he says, you do? Like, well, you got to tell the police. And he's like, when I'm ready. I'll tell the
Yeah.
police. Yeah.
And this
So
guy's like, well, you're as bad as whoever killed her then. If you're just
yeah,
letting them
that's
get
not
away with it.
yeah, that's not true at all. Like you're not as bad as the guy who actually killed her. Like that is not the same thing at all.
Totally the same.
But
100% the same.
so Max leaves, and then we see Ollie. He starts making the rounds with he goes to dinner with Cindy and her husband, and he tells
That's
them
got to
the
be
same
awkward.
thing. Yeah. And he's like, hey, by the way, I know who killed your mother. Oh, he says, I know who offed your mother. He makes it even more sensitive. I know who
Yeah.
offed your mother.
But again, I'm not gonna tell for a while. So in case it's
And then,
you, please try to kill me.
and then he goes to play tennis with Ted Jr. And he's like, great backhand you got there, Ted. You slayed me. And he's like, thank you, Queen. He's like, oh, that reminds me. I know who killed your mother.
uh, it's so
I don't know.
ridiculous. What must these people be thinking? Like, what is this guy doing?
So now that evening, I guess there's a meeting of I don't know who these people are, her lawyers and Abby's lawyer. I don't
Yeah.
know. They call Oliver Queen and they're like, hey, knock it off. Quit telling everybody you know who killed her. Oh, he
Yeah.
makes a little joke here. He's looking through this guy's law books and he says, hey, look at this, last month's hustler. Thorny, you devil. Yeah, little joke.
Yeah, his name's Mr. Thorndike.
So this
Classic
lady in
business
this
name.
and this lady here in this room with him, a lady with the short hair, she's the one who gave him he showed up at the apartment in issue one and gave him the RSVP to the whale reading. So I forget her
Oh.
name exactly. It's, she basically threatens him and says, "Hey, if you keep monkeying around like this, we're just going to take all the money away from you and whatever."
Yeah. We'll retroactively take away your RSVP and then you won't know about anything. It's like,
So
that's
he's
not
like,
how it
all
works.
right, I'll calm down. I'll lay off there. And she's like, yeah, you bet you will. And then we see the smoking guy from the X-Files.
Yeah.
Just the dude smoking a dart. Just see his hand, and the phone rings, and he starts talking. He says, yes, I know what he's doing. You'll have to attend to him. Yes, I thought it was over with the old woman too, but I was wrong. Queen is in our way, so you have to kill him too. Understood? Good. And he hangs up.
Uh-oh.
Look out. All right, now here's another part of the story that is just mind-bendingly weird. All right, so he goes to a party, and what's going on at this party? Oh, there's that lady with the short hair. She's a lawyer. She's talking to her.
Yeah. He tries to go talk to her. Or no, well, this is Cindy, right?
That's not Cindy. Cindy's a blonde. This is the lawyer. Well, he
Hmm.
sees.
Because he
Well, maybe
says,
Cindy's there at
he
first.
says, hello, Cindy, how's it? Hmm.
Oh yeah. The first panel, Cindy, because she's got the hat. So yeah, again, it's confusing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Cindy's
They did
there.
not establish who has a hat and who doesn't.
I think earlier they showed her wearing a hat. Like, I guess that's her lucky hat. I guess she's always wearing this hat. But yeah, it is confusing. But the panel before that, you can see a wisp of blonde hair.
Yep.
So that is Cindy. And then the very next panel is the short-haired lawyer lady he's talking to.
Okay.
But yeah, it is confusing. And
Yeah. She's not having any of Ollie's charm. He's just like, why not? What did I do? She's like, you caved in Thorndyke's threats, or you caved into Thorndyke's threats. That's what. I thought you'd be the one to get to the bottom of all this, but then I've always been a terrible judge of men.
yeah, so
And he's
even
like,
though she
oh,
was in that same meeting with Thorndike, I guess she was going along to make it seem like, but down deep, she wanted him to stand up to Thorndike, but he did not.
yeah.
So
He was like,
she was
okay, I'll
pissed at
stop
him.
investigating this whole thing, even though obviously he's not going to, but you gotta at
You,
least say that
you
to
know,
the lawyer.
he may have stood up to Thorndike a little more if you didn't threaten him, also, lady. You were the
Yeah.
one who said,
Maybe
wasn't
you should
she
have
the one
like
threatening him, or
pulled
was
me
that just
aside
the?
before and be like, hey, I'm just gonna play up to this
Oh
guy, but really
no,
no.
you know what? Again, that's on us. She was not threatening him. If you go back at that page, all the word bubbles, even
Yes.
though
She
that's
just
just
looks,
her,
yeah, she just got resting
yes,
bitch face the whole time. That's basically her role in
she's
this
not.
scene.
He's not the one speaking. Thorndyke's talking the entire time, even though the panels are just her and the word bubble above her head. That is
Yep.
not her talking. All right, so
She's just kind of taking it all in and not too happy. Yeah.
all right, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so here's the part that confuses the hell out of me. All right, so they're in this party.
Yeah.
He's talking to this lawyer later, and he holds out his drink, and he's like, "Hey, Deidre, don't be that," and boom, his glass explodes,
Yep.
and someone shoots. Snipe tries to shoot him from outside. They're like up on a hillside, and the guy bang. There's another bang, a third bang. Then the guy is like pulls the gun up and like he's going to reload or something, and an arrow hits the gun, and he turns around, and there's Green Arrow, full costume. He's
Yeah.
behind him on the hillside somehow. What? Ow! Ow!
He's been
Was it a
doing some of
room?
Speedy's, drugs, and he's on PCP now.
Oh my God.
Moving so fast.
I thought they were going to say something like that really wasn't him in the party. It was he paid somebody to pretend to be him or
Oh,
something,
doppelganger.
and he was hiding in the woods because he thought someone might. But even that would be really stupid. But at least that would be
It would
some
be.
sort
At
of an
least, yeah.
some
That
sort
would
of an
be some.
explanation. This is impossible. There is no way this could happen. Like in three
No.
seconds, he could get from down there at the apartment, out of the apartment, change into Green Arrow, get up behind the hillside behind this guy, shoot the. No, what are we doing?
Unless
I,
that guy was shooting with a musket, maybe, and he had to like keep
yeah.
reloading every shot, so it takes a while to
Yes,
do three
he'd have pull
shots.
out one of those rods, clean the barrel.
Yeah.
Bang. Another 2 minutes later, bang. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, this is absurd. But
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I just don't understand how this could be done. I don't get it. All right. But the guy who was shooting him was Ted Jr., um,
Yep.
the son of
I don't
Abby
remember
there.
who Ted Jr. is, but yeah, that was
Abby's
quite
son.
shocking.
Abby's son.
Okay.
Abby's son. Yeah. So he starts chasing him through the woods, and old Ted Jr. he gets to like the edge of a cliff, and he starts getting real woozy.
Yeah.
And again, not the best storytelling here. Like, why is that little panel with the little purple circles behind him? Like, why is that even there? Like that's weird.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
is that going on? But he gets real woozy and he falls off
He
the
starts
cliff.
stumbling, yeah, towards the edge of the cliff and just falls right off.
And then Green Arrow starts getting woozy. And it's our old buddy Count Vertigo.
Oh.
Look out. And I don't know. This is
Yeah, this next page is kind of broken up into like four vertical panels is pretty cool. I like that.
yeah, because like we see Count Vertigo like lounging casually. He stretches across
Yeah.
all four panels. And then there's all kind of shenanigans going on in the background of each panel. Like Ollie's trying to hit him with his arrows and stuff, but he's like missing him wildly and because he's all dizzy and they're going right through him and stuff.
Yep. But really he's
Okay.
just so off because of the things messing with his balance and stuff like that.
And I guess he can create illusions in your head so he thinks but yeah, he's not even there. And
Yeah.
then we get a page of Green Arrow looking all angry and he's like, yeah, uh, release me from the, oh yeah, because Count Vertigo says he'll release him from the cares of the world here in a minute. And he says, release me from the cares. You mean murder me, don't you? Like you did Ted? Thanks for making my mind up for me, Count. I was trying to find a way to take you out easy, but seeing how little you care for human life, that makes me mad. And a big close up. And he shoots an arrow. And this is the part you were talking about,
Yeah.
where his arrow just starts bouncing around all over the place.
Yeah,
And
it seemed to be bouncing off, like I said, an iceberg. So I was like, can he make like telekinetic shields? Is that what this is supposed to be? I don't know what's going
I,
on there.
I don't, I'm not
It's
sure. I
bouncing
just thought
off
it was like
of,
I just figured it was like a rock. They're out in the
oh,
woods. I
maybe.
don't know. But it just starts bouncing around everywhere, and then it hits him right in the temple. And
Yeah.
but it's that feedback arrow.
Hmm.
So
Chekhov's feedback
um,
arrow coming back again.
yeah, so it messes with that thing in his brain, and so he just gets loopy. And then Green Arrow just walks up and punches him. But yeah, this panel here, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's see him punching him. Like, what is going on there, Trevor? Let's go. Doesn't
Yeah,
look
I mean,
like a
there's that
punch.
cool panel of like the giant eyeballs,
Yeah.
like with the little vertigo thing, and they're all pink. Like that's pretty cool. But then, yeah, something like this, it's like, oh, I guess he hasn't mastered the art of seeing someone punch someone yet.
Yeah, it's like he's avoided punching it all in every pages. But it's
To him, violence is like feet for Liefeld. Like I'm just gonna try to avoid it.
it's such a terrible way to do it too, because he's even doing it like you don't see the punch or just a crack, but Oliver Queen is turning his back to the camera when he's punching the guy. Like it's just terrible. That's just one
Yeah,
thing we
I mean,
don't.
to be fair, I guess if I was getting paid by the page, I'd try to do as little work as possible too.
So yeah, he knocks him out. He's dragging his buddy behind him as he's walking down. He's like, finally doped out how to nail him if I couldn't find him. The illusion device in his temple fooled me, but it couldn't fool my feedback arrow. It followed the signals in
Yeah.
Vertigo's gimmick, then reversed them, turning him right back at him. Yeah, I beat him. And all that does Ted a hell of a lot of good, doesn't it? And so he goes down to see Ted, and Ted has drawn something in the sand where he fell and died.
Yeah. Used his last breath to kind of make like a hexagon with a little sperm tail coming off of it. Um, and that was he made this in the sand, and Green Arrow's just like a hexagon, like the stone in Abby's ring. But what does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean? And
Mm.
that's it. To be continued next issue.
Uh-oh.
So,
Too bad we'll never know.
well, I did read ahead a little bit.
I
Would
did
you
kind
try
of
to
look
guess who's
ahead.
behind all this?
Is
Or
it the
would you do?
blonde girl?
Yeah, the daughter,
The
Cindy.
one that Green Arrow dated? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her and
She
her
found out
husband, I
that
guess.
Green Arrow had done her mom and was mad about it, probably.
But so at the end, like I guess she said she was in it with her brother, um, and then her husband was going to rat her out, so she kills her husband. She like shoots him,
Oh,
and she's about to shoot Oliver Queen, and uh, her husband, and he actually shoots her with his dying breath right through the forehead, and
nice.
it just makes an itty bitty little hole in her forehead, and she's like still talking to the Green Arrow a little bit, and he's like, "Oh no, you're dead. You're gonna die. You're dead."
Yeah.
And
It's like that
yeah, so
5 point like exploding palm explosion thing from whatever it's called from Kill Bill. Like you take 5 steps and then your heart
oh yeah,
explodes.
yeah, yeah,
She can say 5 words and then her
yeah.
brain shuts down.
That's basically what happens, and so and then at the end, old Ollie Queen, he goes back to the company there and he says, I'm surrendering the company and all the money that was
What?
given to me in the inheritance to Max, Abby's brother. He will now be in charge of the company.
Huh.
And then Max says, you sure you want to do this? Yeah, Abby did this because she left me all that stuff to get me involved in this to figure out where all the corruption is in her company. And she knew I would put it in his rightful hands, and you're the rightful owner of this company. So there you go, Max. And then the last thing he toasts a drink to Abby, a portrait of Abby, and he says, "You will be missed" or whatever like that to Abby. And so there you go. That's how it ends. What a
Huh.
story.
Could have been a Columbo episode.
Yeah, very much so. Uh, so yeah, the rating here, there are just some like I don't know how are they swinging through the city. I don't get that. But
I think that's not, I'm not going to put that on him because I'm sure Green Arrow does that a lot. I don't think this was the
but
first
how?
time they invented that.
How?
I don't know. I mean, realistically, how does Daredevil do it with a
Well, he's got the grappling hook out of his billy club. He whips it out. Then he
yeah.
goes up to there, and then he whips it and throws it again. Yeah. So how does he do it? I don't understand. But anyway,
I don't know.
but yeah, the big thing with the writing is that party scene. I, like that is a huge thing. Like, how was this? It's just completely illogical. It goes against all reality.
Yes, yeah. That was pretty
You
dumb. I can't really argue with that. The rest of it was fine. It was just kind of, Green Arrow going about his normal day, a lot of businessy stuff. But there was, some intrigue, some clues to the mystery going on. That's, from that perspective, I think it was well told.
Yeah. Um, and the art, like I said, I really liked Trevor Von Eden, but there were times where I didn't know what was happening and
Yeah.
which word balloons to read next. And um,
Yep.
but
He draws a good Green Arrow. He draws that weird, goofy goatee and mustache pretty well, in a
yeah,
way that looks cool. Count Vertigo looks pretty
he.
cool.
I think I forgot to mention, but when in his younger days, he did like draw Green Arrow, because Green Arrow would often be a backup story in like World's Finest Comics, and I guess
Oh,
he was
okay.
drawing some of those in the early
Makes
days.
sense.
So yeah, but all right, so yeah, I like the art. The writing's fine, except for that giant plot hole. Oh, how he got on that hillside so quickly.
It's got
Um,
the Breaking Bad problem of, well, I don't know if this was enough time for all that stuff.
Breaking Bad's got a lot of problems, but so I don't know. Maybe like a 6 or 7 somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 7, even though it was confusing at the end as to what the thing was actually bouncing off of. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'd probably give it a 7. I think I enjoyed it well enough.
I'll give it a 6 just because the illogical scene at the party. That's too much. It's too much. But
Yeah, yeah, that was very quick to turn around and get out there.
I
He's got
enjoyed
some
it though
wheels.
for the most part.
Green Arrow should be on that baseball team next time they fight the supervillains in a baseball game. Get this
Yeah,
guy
yeah, he wasn't on that
running
team,
those
right?
bases.
I don't think he was
I don't
there,
think
huh?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there it is, Green Arrow. So what do you got for us next week there, Jake?
All right. Well, I figured we would stick with DC. And early on, I had picked a issue of Justice League International, and then I was not here, and you and Bob Myers did it. And I said at one
Oh,
point we're
yeah.
going to do the spinoff, Justice League Europe.
Oh no.
Not ready for that yet. So
Oh,
we're
thank
not going to be
goodness.
doing Justice League Europe next week because we've talked about some of the people on that team, and we probably don't need to talk about all of them, to be honest. Like some of them we talked about, like Animal Man and Power Girl and The Flash and Metamorpho. Like we know those characters pretty well. But there is a guy who was leading the team and had his own solo book that we probably should talk about before we do Justice League Europe. So we're going to do Captain Atom next week.
Wow. Okay. Captain
Yeah.
Adam. Good
Now,
answer.
I don't know if we should do number 3 or number 6. Number 3 kind
Okay.
of lays out a lot of the origin stuff, or at least what they're telling people is the origin. Whereas number 6 is just kind of like a dopey looking villain, and maybe more of a straightforward adventure.
Let's go
Um,
6. I'm always big on
okay.
dopey villains and adventure. So we'll go.
All right, we'll see Captain Atom fighting Dr. Spectro in Captain Atom number 6.
What year are we talking here?
This is probably like 87.
Okay, Captain Adam.
Yep.
I don't even know who this guy is. Captain Adam.
Basically, Dr. Manhattan, or at least, yeah, what Dr. Manhattan was based
Oh,
off of.
really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll learn all about it next week when we do Captain Adam, issue 6. So, all
Hmm.
right. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and enjoy those timestamps, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna
Love
make
those
all the difference.
timestamps. So, till next week, don't get any jank on you.